Oh my god. Oh my god. Once again, I swear, this is like the, what, fourth or fifth time Cyberpunk has been delayed? I knew it. I knew it from day one. I kept telling, I kept telling one of my friends. I kept telling him this joint was going to get delayed again. I knew it. I just had a feeling. A few weeks ago, for those of y'all that don't remember, a few weeks ago, CD Projekt Red, they made the news because they said that they made the tough decision to basically crunch, so that they can meet the release date. And a lot of people were mad. You know, it was backlash because, you know, previously CD Projekt Red, they said that, you know, they were gonna leave the crunching and all these other like bad business practices to like everybody else. So they got backlash for that. But now the game's been delayed to December. So let's read this right quick. So previously, as we all know, the date was November 19th. I literally just pre-ordered the game today. If I would have known that it would have, like, I've always had this feeling that the game's going to get delayed again, but I probably wouldn't have, something told me I should just wait until the day before and then pre-order it. But yeah, the game's been delayed again. And let's see what the article says here. Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards being Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being a next-gen title somewhere along the way. So I'm gonna read this, but I got something to say. About that. So since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being a next-gen title somewhere along the way, we need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. The pair also clarified that the recent news about the game gone gold doesn't mean work on the game was complete, yada yada yada. Okay, so here's the thing. He talks about next gen. I swear, I told my friend and fellow YouTuber Rex Sparks, I told him this months ago. I would say even a year ago. That this game, I kept telling him that it was gonna get delayed again. It happened. I knew it was gonna get delayed again. I had that feeling in my gut. It got delayed again. And not only that, I told him that this game, it felt like a PS5 and an Xbox, PS5 and an Xbox Series X game from Jump Street. Because here's the thing, it's so clear that based on everything that they said that they had to cut, because remember, for those of y'all that don't remember, they had to cut wall running. They said they cut a lot of content in the game because Witcher 3, people weren't completing all the content in Witcher 3, so they cut that content from the game. They cut a lot of content. They cut the wall running. If y'all remember, there was actually supposed to be more than 3 life paths, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe there was supposed to be actually more than 3 life paths, and I think there was supposed to actually be more than there was supposed to be more other. I don't think they necessarily called them classes. I forgot what they called them. But they cut a lot of content into the game. Like, if you go look back at a lot of stuff that they had announced and some of the stuff they have said, they cut a lot of stuff. So, not only did they cut a lot of stuff, they had to basically swallow their pride, essentially, because they said that they weren't going to crunch. They said they were going to leave all the bad business practices to everybody. They had to swallow their pride and crunch to try to meet the November 19th date previously, and now they can't meet that date, so now they got to move to December 10th. I knew from day one, this felt like a freaking next gen game with all the stuff that they wanted to do with this game. First of all, it felt like a next gen game, and honestly, the scope of this game, it's too big for them. It seems like it's too big for them to handle. Now, I'm not too familiar. I'm not gonna even pretend to be very familiar with CD Projekt Red because I never played The Witcher. That's the only thing I know them for is The Witcher. So here's the thing. I think the scope of this game, it was way too big for them. It was way too big. Everything that they wanted to do, it doesn't seem like they're able to do or able to, get it done in a timely manner. And this is a massive game. And they're talking about doing multiplayer on top of that. And then to make matters worse, they already confirmed that, they're putting microtransactions in the game. And then, and I should clarify when I say that microtransactions, those microtransactions are only for multiplayer. But here's the thing. Once again, they said that they were going to leave all that corporate greed nonsense to other people. So it's like they're going back on what they said. So, bottom line is, we're getting the game December 10th now. Not November 19th, December 10th. It got delayed a freaking again. Do I think it's going to get delayed again? It wouldn't surprise me. Cyberpunk, at this point in time, a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people share the sentiment of, okay, I'll believe Cyberpunk is out. When I have that game in my hands, or when it's downloaded on my PS4, or PS5 eventually, that's when I'll really I'll really believe that this thing is it's here. It's finally here. Like the day this game comes out, it's gonna be something magical. Cause right now this game, vaporware would be the wrong term, I know, but it's like we've been waiting for like 8 years for this thing. 8 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been waiting 8 years for this thing. And it's insane. And I know a lot of people have faith in about to say Cyberpunk. I know people have faith in CD Projekt Red, but I'm sorry, I don't have that much faith in them because I never played The Witcher. I never played none of their games. I know they're technically I believe they're technically a indie studio. They're just a big AAA studio. And I know a lot of people love CD Projekt Red, but listen, I can't have that much faith in them yet. Like they gotta prove something to me with this game. I'm looking forward to the game. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the more delays, the more I hear about the cut content, the more I hear about just all this stuff that was supposed to be in the game that's not in the game, and then all these delays. It's just like, yeah, I can see I really believe they bit off more than what they can chew, because they're talking about doing 3 life paths when originally there was supposed to be way more life paths. There's supposed to be so much more in this game. I swear. What we're gonna get is gonna be probably like a fraction. Well, I won't say a fraction, but I would say it'd be like 3/4 of what the game probably should have been. And I know that on their side of things, they got other things to worry about. They got people, they got shareholders that they gotta, appease and everything. Because I think that maybe because they're trying, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that they get in, I mean, the article even says, man, they're trying to make sure that everything runs well at launch, which is a good thing. At least they don't, because that's the reason why they went to, that's the reason why they went to the whole crunch thing, because they were getting rid of bugs and stuff. Because the game took a minute to even go gold, but they found glitches, they found bugs, and they're at least like I can commend them for at least like not wanting to be like Bethesda and just churn and just like put the game out and say, okay, we're gonna put the game out and we'll fix it later. So I can commend them for at least wanting to put out a quality product. But if you don't think that you can get it out one time, then you might want to. Like I said, I really feel like this game should have been next gen only. I feel confident saying this, that this game really should have been next gen only. And honestly, they should have just delayed it until 2021. As much as we wouldn't want that, I think the fact that it's coming out in December, yeah, that pretty much says something. And then also, I know this is kind of unrelated, but I need to say this now. Cyberpunk 2077 is not getting Game of the Year. It might be Game of the Year. It might be Game of the Year for a lot of us, but that's not getting Game of the Year at the Game Awards or IGN or any of these other places. Because by December, these what do you call them? God, blanking on the name. These journalists, they gotta have time to play the game. The journalists gotta have time to play the game, and the judges of Game Awards, they gotta have time to play the game. So guess what, guys? I hate to say it, but guess what is gonna be Game of the Year for the Game Awards? For those of y'all that care, it's going to be The Last of Us. I don't want it to be. I hope I'm wrong, but it's gonna be The Last of Us. If you think Ghost of Tsushima is gonna win, I'll be happy if it does. But yeah, I mean, cause I was even like, I didn't even know if Cyberpunk even had a chance because of the cutoff date that Keeley has talked about. Because I believe the cutoff date is like a little bit before the award show, and I forgot when it happens. But yeah, Cyberpunk. Cause Cyberpunk, I was thinking Cyberpunk could win, but but if it does win, but see now, The Last of Us is just it's a shoe in. It's a shoe in. But yeah, so Cyberpunk that got delayed, and while I'm on the, cause with this video I was just gonna keep it to Cyberpunk, but I want to talk about a few other things. So, and I'll probably just leave a time what you call it timestamp in the description. So if you don't care about anything else, y'all can roll out now. Thanks for watching and everything. But we gotta talk about a few other games, right, and a few other things. So this Persona 5 thing, my friend actually sent me a article last night about this, and people are worried about Persona 5 Scramble and the localization, and how like we haven't heard anything about this game. It's been radio silence for a while now. I can't remember the last time I even heard anything about this game's Western release. It's already out in Japan, as far as I know, and people are worried that the game has been canceled for the West because in a recent investor, I think it was an investor call or financial report or whatever. Well, actually, it says it right here. Financial is a financial report. So in a recent financial report, they didn't mention the game at all. What they did mention is that Legend of Zelda game, the Legend of Zelda, what's it called? Hyrule Warriors. They mentioned that, but they didn't mention Persona. So a lot of people are thinking that it got canceled. But from what I read on from what I read on Push Square, from what I read on this website, that might not be the case. I also think that, you know, I also agree with this website where they say like they don't want they feel like Koei Tecmo and, you know, Atlas, you know, they feel like, okay, they don't want them to jump to conclusions. Sega probably doesn't want people jumping to conclusions, and I think so too. I think people like, let's wait until we get a what you call it, a concrete response from them. I mean, you gotta think about this, and I truly believe that this is the case. I believe that COVID is this is another COVID victim. This is another COVID victim. This is another case of COVID being the reason for a game being delayed. And you can make that same argument for Cyberpunk too, for like the COVID thing. But then again, even before COVID, this game has been delayed a million freaking times. So you can't really, I mean, you can say that it's a factor, but also, you know, with that game, it's more of a scope thing. With Persona 5, like, you have to think about it. Persona 5 Scramble, like, unlike Hyrule Warriors, and I don't know much about the game, like, it looks like, I'll say this, and I'm not, look, if you're excited for Hyrule Warriors, cool, but that game looks like just another freaking just another Muso game. It's just another Muso game with a Zelda skin. If you took Zelda out the equation, nobody would care about it. If you replace Zelda with any other generic thing, nobody would care about that game. Nobody would care about it, and that's a fact. But with Persona 5 Scramble, this is the first Muso game I feel like in a while that it looks interesting. It looks like, it really does look like they put effort into it, and it does look like a good marriage between Persona and the Muso games, but it looks like it has more to it. And that's why, like, I was looking forward to this, so I'm hoping that we can still get that localization, and like I said, I think we just need to wait until we get a concrete response from Sega and Atlas and, you know, everybody involved. but it's more than likely it's coming out 2021. So I would say don't worry about it too much yet. I don't think it's been canceled or anything like that. Another thing that I want to talk about, since we're still talking about, possible, well, not even possible, but since we're talking about delays and possible cancellations and stuff like that, Digimon Survive. Someone actually brought this up to me. Somebody actually asked me or actually said something about Digimon Survive in one of my comment sections earlier. So I actually wanted to talk about this. So here's the thing with Digimon Survive. We haven't heard a lot about this game. And a few weeks ago, and I know I'm a bit late reporting this, but there's some people that really didn't know about this. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. So Digimon Survive, they basically put out a statement. Basically, the gist of this statement is, hey, the game's been delayed and you can blame COVID. That's pretty much all I got out of this. For those of y'all who don't know what Digimon Survive is, I can actually show you guys a quick picture of it. But essentially, what Digimon Survive is, it is a tactical Digimon game. Sort of like, if I had to give an example, it's like Desgaia. It's like Desgaia, stuff like that, like Fire Emblem almost. And this is one of the few Digimon games that I'm not too like. This is one of the few Digimon games that I'm not personally looking forward to. I want more of Cyber Sleuth, but I know there are a lot of Digimon fans that are looking forward to this game. So I thought that I should just talk about it anyway. As you can see here, it's just what you would expect from like a tactical RPG, and it has some visual novel aspects to it also. But yeah, so that game has basically been delayed, and that sucks because it's been a while since we got a new Digimon game, because the last one, which I have not beat by the way, after all these years, but the last one that we got, it really wasn't a sequel. It kind of took place at the same time as the first Cyberpunk. I said, oh god, man. I almost said Cyberpunk. I'm talking so much right now. It took place at the same time as the first Cyber Sleuth game. I liked it, but it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. I still haven't beat it. Probably won't end up beating it if I'm being honest with myself. But we'll see. But yeah, so this game got delayed to 2021 and spring 2021 to be exact. Let me be clear. Spring 2021. So y'all can look out for that. So we talked about Digimon. We can talk about one more delay, and then I'm gonna talk about this Assassin's Creed thing, man. So Destruction Allstars is coming to PlayStation Plus in February. Now, for those of y'all who might have not have known or whatever, this game was supposed to be a launch title for the PlayStation 5. I wasn't looking forward to this. I don't like stuff like Rocket League or anything like that. But I thought that I should mention it anyway, that this game has basically gotten delayed and then it's coming to PlayStation Plus. I think this is a good move because Rocket League did numbers. Like, at first, people didn't care about no Rocket League. But then when you put a game up for PlayStation Plus for free, like, that's how stuff like Rocket League and what's the party game that just came out? Not Among Us. It was what was that thing? God. It's killing me. What God? What was the name of that joint? But the one that's kind of like Mario Party, I'm blanking on the name of it, and it's Fall Guys. Yeah, so like that's why things like Fall Guys and that other game I mentioned earlier, that's why those two games did so well, is because they put it on PlayStation Plus. So like people don't have to pay for it. They're more willing to give those games a try. That's why I downloaded. That's why I ended up downloading Fall Guys. So yeah, I mean I think this is a good move for them. I mean, and the fact that the game is gonna be $70, $70 if you don't have PlayStation Plus. I mean, I think it's a good deal for both Sony and the developer. But other than that, so we talked about Destruction All-Stars. We talked about the Persona 5 localization and how that's basically been missing in action. And we talked about the Cyberpunk delay to December 10th. And now the last story is going to be Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed. They talking about doing another Assassin's Creed live action thing, but this time it's gonna be on Netflix. I have no faith for this. I have no faith in this, especially after how they that movie with Michael Fassbender, that was terrible. That movie was horrible. That movie was horrible. I have no faith in this, and it's Netflix. I have no faith in this. It's gonna be hot garbage. That's all I want to say on that, man. If you're, tell me if you're excited for this, cause I'm not. I'm not. It's gonna be trash. It will surprise me if it's good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know this video was quite long, but at least I covered multiple topics this time. So thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.